Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. This one's going to be a little different because I have been working on these for an entire week and I finally got these done. So this will be today's video. In class, I had this assignment where I had to do 600 drawings. And it's taken me a week to do this. My teacher even gave me a little bit of extra time to finish. So I wanted to show you all what I've done. The idea of the assignment was to get more practice with drawing figures, which is really important if you want to be a successful artist, whether you're doing illustration, animation, portraits, basically any type of art related field, unless it's graphic design. You need to be able to draw people and faces and hands. So for these assignments, I did it 3 times because I had the same teacher for 3 classes that required the same assignment. And so each set of 200, I needed to do 50 figures from reference. Then I needed to do 50 figures from memory. And these ones can be, the ones from memory were allowed to be more stylized. Then I needed to do 25 heads from reference, 25 heads from memory, and then the same with hands, 25 hands from reference and 25 hands from memory. And so it took me a week to do this because of my busy schedule, and I had to draw 25 to 50 drawings a day, which these aren't super refined. And when I do figure drawing, I like keeping things loose, and I like to try to show more movement and energy. I'm not afraid to let my sketches be messy, especially something like this. These are more for my sake, for just practicing and me being able to create poses and figures that I understand and that can later refine in my art. So I just sort of mess around and play with a lot of things, especially when I get the chance to do things from my head. I mean, you can even see here, like, I'm clearly taking a few liberties, experimenting with showing motion, sometimes taking from things that I know or like, and messing with perspective. And this is a great way to practice being an artist. You just need to be able to draw. You need to be able to draw heads, poses, hands, faces. And they don't necessarily have to be good, especially as you develop your own style. But if you're going to be doing work for somebody, it's got to come across that, like, oh, that's a face or that's a hand. And especially in things like animation, you're going to have all these poses you got to do, and you've got to pop out hundreds of drawings really quickly. So something that I did for some of these was this page in particular. I looked up a figure skating video from the Olympics, I think, just on YouTube, and I would watch. If I saw a really interesting pose, I would just pause it and draw it really quick. All of these drawings took me less than 5 minutes each. Some of them I probably did in about a minute. And that's how quickly you want to be able to do this. These are just rough sketches, so the idea behind them is to quickly get the idea of movement. And you can really see I try to exaggerate a lot of things in figures from my head and really experiment. And as you practice, I did 600 drawings in a week. And that's a lot. So I started getting much faster. I did this whole page today, actually. I did this today, as well as the last few pages here. And I just start. These look very different than from when I started. These ones I blocked in more of the shadows and the rough shapes. This one and this one I spent some more time doing. This one looks probably the most refined. But we come back to here and it looks a lot different. Well, kind of. I still have this kind of general style that I follow. But I was much faster doing these. Even these heads I could probably do in 5 minutes or less. Except for maybe this one. And then coming over here, I tried some bigger ones. Like, they're not all going to be great. This one just looks off. It's kind of close, but it just looks off. And this one, I was just playing with some shading and lighting, and yeah, you could tell what it is, but it does look kind of funky. And then over here, I even just completely changed what I was doing. These are not realistic at all, maybe semi-realism, but they're very stylized. I mean, you can see here, like that. That is Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I just drew him best I could from memory. And that's okay. It's good practice. Same with these hands. I got a lot faster at doing all of these hands and did my best without references. And it's okay to draw things a little off as long as it looks right. A lot of my hands, they have like really kind of chubby fingers, very cartoony, especially here, just because I'm drawing them quickly and it's easy to just do long oval shapes. And yeah, that's the challenge that I did this past week, was 600 drawings. And this notebook was pretty much empty. It's 100 pages, and I probably filled almost 30 pages front and back. So for those of you watching, if you're an artist, I challenge you to do 200 drawings this week. Do 50 figures from reference, 50 figures from your head, and then do 25 heads and faces from reference. Do 25 from memory, and they can be stylized. The ones from memory can be stylized as you want. Go ahead, do cartoony, anime, as realistic as you want. And then do the same with hands. 25 from reference and 25 from your head. It's super easy to just Google hands and find a bunch of pictures to reference from. Try to find hands try to find reference photos with good light and shadow, real contrast. Make sure you can pull out all the shapes and just practice. And then post this on your social media, whether it be Facebook or Instagram. If you post it on Instagram, go ahead and use the hashtag 200draw, and we can just see what everyone does. So that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my 600 drawings in a week. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you next time. Farewell.